Hello and welcome to our second Wheel of Time book readers were Eater's trailer reaction. I'm very excited to do this one because they're giving us a lot of information. Information I am very interested to analyze with y'all. First off, let me welcome my good friend, Dr. Grant.
Hello.
Always a pleasure. And
it's not.
Please welcome. Oh,
it's going to hurt.
No, it might. Yeah, it might. It really depends. I'm interested, but we'll see. Now we have. I don't know who else to give this to other than Mr. Dollface.
Space Cowboy.
Dude. It's your boy.
Almost went to read Lord of the Rings, but you had to. Well, yeah. So, and I figure Space Oyster. I don't have any. I don't really have that many, but I do have this.
Well, hello. Yeah, that works. Most people run in terror whenever I come into the room, if they notice.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, we have 2 trailers and a preview scene and an IGN trailer breakdown. We could skip the IGN trailer breakdown with the with the showrunner, since I can probably give most of the information that he gave over there, since it's mostly technical stuff with only a few things. But he does seem like he knows the books fairly well, which I'm just like, okay.
Well, I mean, IGN doesn't know they don't know video games very well, so they might as well know something else.
I still remember the day when IGN gave the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire remakes a bad review because it had too much water.
Well, kind of the weird thing is it's not really it's the showrunner. It's the showrunner himself being interviewed by IGN rather than IGN doing something on their own.
I don't know. Maybe the show won't be that bad, and they're just the trailer. People who put the trailer together are awful.
Possibly.
That's happened before.
No, I haven't seen these at all yet. I'm going in blind.
Yeah. I haven't seen them either.
Alrighty, let's do this.
I am Moraine Sedai. 20 years ago, I learned a secret. A vision of a baby being born. A baby who could change the world. In the last age, the Dark One was trapped by the last dragon at the cost of almost everything. 20 years ago, the last dragon was reborn. We don't know where or to whom. What I do know is that my mission is to find them. But we're running out of time. The Dark One is waking. His whispers are already in the backs of our minds. If I do not succeed, the Earth itself will burn, and the whole world will turn to darkness. There will be one who can stand against him. The dragon has been born again. Who is the dragon reborn?
Oh my gosh, hills! There are hills. There were hills in the book. What? Oh my god, hills! I love hills.
Hills, guys.
Oh my god!
But are the hills alive?
Do the hills have eyes?
Probably.
Very good question.
Actually, one question I have is, I thought the dragon was like Lewis Theron's title that he earned, like in the War Against the Dark or something. I didn't think it was a title for him and all the people of he is reincarnated as or something.
Yeah,
both are
that was
true.
kind of jank.
Kind
That
of
was
both
kinda-
are true.
Because Rand is the official title for being reborn. The dragon's reincarnation is the Dragon Reborn. They only say it once at the very end of all this. They keep shortening it to the dragon, but the full thing has always been the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah, I think like it's kind of the first time that they are aware of a specific person being reborn to fulfill a specific task.
Oh,
And
that's
that's
actually
why it's called the Dragon Reborn.
a very specific task. It's known that reincarnation is a thing, but
Yeah, but I just thought that it was Lewis Theron's title, not that they were constantly aware of how often he had been reborn or what connection he had to fighting the dark.
Yeah. I think
that happened after Lewis Theron in terms of the book, because it was his title. It's what the people called him, the Dragon. It just became the Dragon Reborn because that's Rand's specific title.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but with the way they were talking, or with the narration in this one, it made it sound like that it's a title that's always given to Lewis Theron and his previous incarnations and any future reincarnations.
Yeah,
I
it
think-
seems kind of weird.
I think that the word choice of saying the last dragon sound is just bad word choice
Yeah,
on their
it's
part.
unnecessary.
I don't know if it means anything really.
It may just be bad script writing. It's honestly, of all the things that we've seen from the last trailer, calling it the Last Dragon or something like that, it's the smallest of nitpick details.
Yeah, I think like part of
Ruined.
it-
The show is ruined.
I think that like they just didn't want to say the previous dragon because that sounds a little bit too colloquial and modern, perhaps.
Maybe. It was just funny for the show because it's in the future.
Yeah, you have what is it, Mercedes car?
Oh yeah,
car-
in the like
car thing?
museum,
The
like,
Yeah.
thing, like where they
Yeah.
have all the things.
I think
Yeah.
the giant skeleton is supposed to be an elephant of some sort. I think it
Yeah, yeah. I
like
would
it's
say
supposed
so,
to be
yeah.
like a mastodon or something like prehistoric.
Mm.
Oh wait, does that mean that this also shares a universe with How to Train Your Dragon, since since dragons show up again in the Sichon, or however you pronounce that, right?
Here comes a Sean
Yeah.
Chan.
More like I think that Rockin' and Toe Rockin' are more like pterodactyls, really.
Oh,
Yeah, because they're just like because they're running along on two legs.
I was
Yeah. It's supposed to be like the wyvern design of dragon
Yeah.
stuff. 2 legs, 2 wings, long, scaly neck, big head.
Scaly
Yeah.
chickens.
What we typically think of that as the Welsh dragon.
Mhm.
I was thinking drakes.
But from what I
same
understand,
difference.
what the dragon that represents Rand is supposed to be more like the Asian dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember at one point he saw someone who put wings on the dragon banner, or the dragon on the dragon banner, and he's like, what an insane idea. It looks weird.
It looks goofy. And then the Torak can come. He's
Yeah.
kind of like, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of like dinosaur stuff, like with the Shanshan. Like the Shanshan have elephants, they have pterodactyls.
Saber-toothed tigers, giant
I don't know.
frogs.
I don't know if they have saber-toothed tigers.
They have some sort of giant
It's-
saber mammal.
I think it's like
It's
a
here in the
specific
last book.
creature,
I think.
though. It's like definitely weird looking. It's not. I don't think it's analogous to like any like
Yeah, I
real
think
world
there's like
thing. It's just a really weird creature.
I know they have a giant hairless gorilla bear hybrid
Mhm.
called Lopar.
Oh
I
yeah,
think-
yeah.
I know they have like a giant lizard cat with 3 eyes, but that's the only like closest thing to a saber-toothed tiger that I can think of. But maybe they just have leopards, giant leopards or something. Maybe that's it.
And horses. Somehow they
Yeah.
have horses resisting
Yeah.
at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
horses are everywhere. They even have them in Africa, but they got weird stripes on them.
Yeah. So, thoughts on this trailer? Like, we're kind of seeing a lot of like stuff with Moraine.
Yeah.
It seems as though they're kind of making her the main character, and at least like the focus of these trailers.
There's a lot of like New Spring stuff. There's the Oath. It's kind of weird though. Like, so you see her holding the Oath rod, and it's like, is that Swan giving it to her? But if that doesn't make sense, because then like it should be, unless they're like doing it that they're both taking the oaths at the same time, like both holding the rod at the same time, so that they're both taking the oaths. Otherwise, it's weird because it's like,
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's actually watch that trailer, since like I think I know what you're referring to, since this is the one.
Swear
that
your oath.
oh yeah.
Moraine Sedai.
I swear to speak no word that is not true, to make no weapon with which one person may kill another, and never to use the one power as a weapon.
Do you know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue? Servants of all. It is they who serve the world.
I didn't choose this path, but I will follow it.
Where next?
The two rivers. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming. The Dark One is waking. But there will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of the five of you.
You fully lost your mind.
Your life isn't going to be what you thought.
Moraine.
What are those?
What are
His army
those?
is coming.
What can we do?
We protect the people we love, no matter the cost.
Our enemies are everywhere. They will leave no one standing.
We've lost too many people already. I can't lose you.
You won't. If we do not stop the Dark One now, the whole world will burn. I can't allow it. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Do you think we'll ever go back?
Home. No.
So, is it funny that I kind of just laughed when he said, "Do you ever think we'll go back home? Go back?" And then they like big music, like, oh my gosh, such a scary question.
Yeah, it's kind of like they made a dramatic moment out of something that's not dramatic in that way.
Yeah,
It feels very Lord of the Rings rip-offy.
yeah, except that they're trying to make the point of view character Gandalf instead of Frodo.
Yeah,
It kind of defeats the point of like having.
whether or not we can trust her or not.
But I mean is like it kind of defeats the point of having like little like country boy protagonists when the whole point is that they're supposed to be ignorant of like the world and learning it as the viewer or like the reader is learning it. But if you make it Moraine, then it's like, but she already knows all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of misses the point of having that start like in the Shire equivalent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, this is a nitpick, but they left off the last part of that third vow. Like
Yeah,
I will
I
never
noticed that
use
too.
I'll never use the one power as
think
a
he
weapon.
says, in the IGN video, he says the full thing when he's talking about it. So I think it's just cut for the trailer.
That's probably accurate, because I think because people don't have context for Ward or Shadow Spawn.
It would
any
sound
of
really
those
jank in a trailer to have that full like. It would be all this dramatic music and then just this like fine print. You know,
It's one of those things I said earlier. It's like maybe the show might be better than we're giving it credit for. Is just the people who put together the trailers are trying to make it more fit into that action vibe.
Yeah, I just think it'd be pretty funny if the trailer was like, and to never use the one power as a weapon, except in these specific circumstances. Patent pending and terms and conditions may not apply. It's like,
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, stop messing with stuff.
Yeah.
I-
Well,
So,
and then the other thing I didn't really care for is they seem to be making Egwene and Nynaeve seem a lot more important by implying that one of them could be the Dragon
Yeah,
Reborn as
like-
well.
Yeah,
that was just an unnecessary. Like, why even say? What is the? Especially like when Nynaeve isn't even supposed to like.
She's
She didn't
too
even start
old.
with them. But she didn't even.
Oh yeah, she
She
came
doesn't even
in like
start with them.
halfway
She-
through
she
the beginning of
comes
the book.
later. She doesn't even. Like, she has to chase after them to like catch up.
Mhm.
So it's like, what?
yeah,
Excuse me.
I think that kind of like might be something to kind of.
And
draw
also,
in the
she's older.
female
Yeah, I
audience.
didn't even think about that. The fact that Nynaeve's older. Like,
She's
she's not
5
even the right
years
age.
She's
Yeah,
like 5
Nynaeve
years
was-
older than
She's not even the right
Ran.
age.
Nynaeve was like
Bruh.
their babysitter.
Yeah, the whole point is that they're born in this very, very specific like time.
and Egwene
That's
is too
what the
young,
prophecy.
isn't she? She's
Yeah.
like a year, almost 2 years younger than
Yeah,
Rand.
so
isn't it?
like not
Yeah,
even
she-
just the gender, but also they're born at the wrong time completely. So it's like
And-
what?
I don't remember the prophecy specifically, but doesn't it say that the Dragon Reborn is indeed a boy?
Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
referred to
Yeah,
as
it does.
him. He will come back and he will shatter the world. He will make us cry, and he will battle the Dark One on the rocks of Shale Glow, or
I-
how the prophecy goes.
I feel like even in the book, like it really wasn't a big mystery. I don't really think making it a big mystery makes it a big mystery. Like it's not even that interesting of a mystery. It's like it's pretty obvious
It's
that it's
Rand.
Rand from
Because he's the character we're following around. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff happening around him.
the fact that
only
he
other-
looks different, that it goes out of its way to say, oh, he kind of looks different.
The
than all
fact that
these
he's
other people.
adopted and he's
Yeah.
not born in the Two Rivers, and that Tam is actually a secret badass.
Yeah, I do like that we get to see Tam being pretty cool at a point during the trailer. Let me actually find that.
Are you talking about that point, or are you talking about the other point? Because
Well, yeah, like kind of like when like he draws a sword and then he's
yeah,
there's
is
a
that
spell
Narg?
thing.
Is that
Yeah,
Narg? Are we
I
getting
think that
Narg.
is
Narg is the best
Narg's
unsung
smart.
character. Narg
Yeah,
is the
let me
best
actually,
unsung
like,
character to
Let me
ever
slow it
exist.
down. Let me slow it down a little bit.
Narg wasn't given justice in the book.
Narg? Yes.
Yeah. We
No,
watched him.
Tom, you need to use the stun move, and then the brute class enemy will be stunned, and then you need to counterattack the brute class enemy. See, and
I
then
do. I'll go for it. I do have to say though, the Trollocs look really good.
oh yeah, I like them. I like the look.
Yeah. This is interesting though, because we see this is clearly an Aes Sedai being burned, and this is Eamon Valda.
Yep.
And there's a little bit of blood on his napkin and on his hand.
So
Wait,
obviously-
that's Valda. For a second there, I thought that was Pad and Fane, but yeah, he's wearing all white. Never mind. That
Yeah.
definitely has to be a white cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the casting.
Yeah. Valda is black in the books, like he's described as having a dark face, so this is
Yeah.
fine.
yeah.
One thing that kind of threw me off a little bit was actually this guy. I thought that this was Tom Marilyn, and I will get into I got mixed up because he looks like the kind of this promo image looks kind of similar, and I was kind
Is
of
that
thrown off a
Tom,
little
or is
bit.
that warder?
So this is
guy?
Tom Marilyn. This is Tom Marilyn. And this is a warder. And kind of like I should have known that a little bit better because like his face isn't as craggy.
Oh, is that the guy who was crying?
I think
The
so,
Ray
yes.
from the other trailer.
I think so. I think
It'd be
and also like
Rain
with that
Nagash's
white
warder then.
yeah. And I think that like the white is also kind of something odd being portrayed here because Lan is apparently, like according to Rafe Judkins, this was trying to illustrate kind of how warders and Aes Sedai feel each other's pain, because Lan is usually not this emotional.
Yeah.
So I think that that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
And also we see Nynaeve, Moraine, and Alana in the same shot.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of like, okay, I have questions.
What is this? Yeah. Who died? When?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
this definitely has to be extra stuff because I don't think those three were ever on the same room in the books.
No.
No.
Alana's dead. I think they're sort of going a line of like, instead of like they're sort of amalgamating multiple Aes Sedai characters. I think like I think they're taking like, instead of having all of these Aes Sedai that you can't remember, we're going to make Alana like a much bigger character kind of thing.
If they cut Varen, I'm gonna cut them.
Oh, they better not cut Varen.
Yeah, she's very important. Please.
I'm okay with them amalgamating a number of the characters because a lot of them come in, they do one thing, and then are never mentioned again.
Yeah.
So having them like be the characters do the same thing, that's just better storytelling for the sake of the medium.
And
Because Alana does nothing up until the last book, and I won't go into that because Space Junk hasn't made it that far. So
she does something relatively significant in 6, and it's the main reason why everybody hates her.
yeah,
Simply rude.
Justifiably
rude,
so.
you know, just
literally she does the thing that happens in 6 just so that the thing that happens
not?
in the last book can happen. That's really why it happens.
Yeah. I do think that it is interesting. Like I think that this is some kind of, my assumption is this is a funeral because in the previous trailer we saw that guy Steppen crying over an Aes Sedai ring.
Yep.
So my assumption is that, and he's wearing white just like they are, and just like Lan is wearing in this shot right here. I think though they are actually trying to make the White Cloaks different than the medieval Team Rocket that they were in the books.
Oh my god, the White Cloaks was such a disappointment for me.
Yeah.
Because I was always excited because Pedro Nile, he's this brilliant tactician. I can't wait to see him do something.
Mm-hmm. I do think that they're definitely going for psychopath because
I like this collection of rings. I don't know what it is, but I like that.
So I think those are supposed to be those are Aes Sedai rings. So I believe that's Eamon Valda with his trophies.
Mm-hmm.
From Aes Sedai that he has killed, and he might have even just barely got finished cutting them off of an Aes Sedai's finger because he's got blood on his fingers.
Yeah, he's clearly adding this one in his hand to the collection, to his general Grievous collection of lightsabers.
So they're definitely doing the color coding of like the rings, like have the Aja on it, which makes sense because I think in the book, obviously, you don't have that, but you're in the POV of a character who just knows the people, like they just know that character, and so they'll walk past the character and be like, that's a gray, or that's a yellow, or that's a green, because they just know in their head. Whereas like if you were just watching that scene, you wouldn't have that internal context, you wouldn't be like, oh, of course.
There's also this, which is clearly an Aes Sedai being burned at the stake, very much evocative of the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
I
kind of hope they just keep it that the White Cloaks are jackasses a little bit. I don't mind them killing the Aes Sedai because it's just they should have. Yeah. In the book, if anything, White Cloaks, I would have had them be more proficient in dealing with Aes Sedai.
Yeah, like they
not outright hostile to them, but they are clearly against them. And if they met in a place where they could get away with it, they would kill them.
I think you still need to have them be like, not like, I guess, kind of redeemable to a certain aspect for like stuff that happens later. You need to have like the idea that there are good people in the White Cloaks, because otherwise it's just like, if you just portray them completely as just psychopaths the whole time, then gets a bit kind of eh.
Then I think the good compromise is that the White Cloaks believe there are the Black Aja.
Well, they don't. Well, actually, they just believe that all Aes Sedai are dark friends.
See, I think it kind of like it makes sense for them to just be like, why should I believe anything that you say about how the magic works, and it's like no, like it's like you know, the Aes Sedai are like, oh no, you don't understand, bro. It's a different strain, bro. It's a different strain than what broke the world. You know, you don't understand. It's different,
Yeah.
and like they just have to take your word for it because they don't have magic. They don't understand. Like they can't possibly know what it feels like to have the magic. So how could they
just don't get it, bro?
They just have to take the word of the Aes Sedai. Like, oh no, it's fine, bro. It's a different strain.
Yeah, I do like this guy they got for Valda, though. He's pulling off that smug look so well.
Oh, I want to punch him so bad, which is great for Valda.
Yeah, Valda.
Which if they make Valda
is awful, yeah.
If they play into Valda, but then bring Pedro Niles back away from Valda, that will definitely work well.
Can you imagine the fucking Twitter shitstorm though? At a certain point, you know.
Oh, the black guy's the villain.
At a certain point, there's. God!
Not just the black guy is a villain. The black guy's a rapist.
Yeah. where the white women at? You know.
We have a Black Slayer moment from Framing Monsters up in here.
Oh God,
bruh.
You remember that where King Kong is analogous to black men wanting to rape white women?
So, how do you think they're managing this to kill Aes Sedai? Like, what do you think the method is that they're not being just killed?
Maybe.
How is it that they're burning? Like,
that's my question.
Well, I guess there's a couple of methods.
Maybe
but there's also abandoned steadings. You know,
that
there's
is
abandoned steading that they could take them to an abandoned steading and burn them there.
That is actually a very good possibility. I do know that Jeffrey Bornhold has been cast, and there's actually a thing somewhere around here.
Which one was Jeffrey Bornhold? That was
the dad.
The dad. Okay.
Oh yeah, the dad. Sorry, I was thinking the guy who hates Perrin, but that's Byar.
No,
or Briar, or however you pronounce that name. I'm never going to get these names right. Also, every time I see Rand, for some odd reason, I thought Matt in these trailers. I'm like, that's not Matt. No, Rand's the redheaded stepchild.
Well, get used to Matt being a different character because he's
he got recast already.
Yeah. So this shot's actually very interesting because we see Perrin and Egwene and a trio of white cloaks, and the guy over here is actually Aram.
Aram?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the tinker.
Yep.
Oh, what's he? Okay.
But he didn't. Please don't tell me they're having Aram leave the Tinkers early with them.
It could also be that they are going. Well, we don't know if there's been no Elias casting.
Yeah. So where's Elias?
Yeah. With this one I'm kind of confused because unless they're kind of close to the Tinker camp, this is a pretty hefty change. The burning the Aes Sedai, that's a fairly interesting change. I'm interested to see how they can manage that, because unless you blindfold the Aes Sedai or make it so she can't see, Aes Sedai, or if she's a really, really weak Aes Sedai, she's the Daigion or Soralia levels of channeling,
I think
she can barely do anything.
They could do the similar method to kind of the method of in Fires of Heaven, where they get them the way the Tar, the White Tar almost gets Nynaeve, but they lure them in, then forward them, then take them to an abandoned steading, then burn them. That would be the way to get them to that point, because otherwise it's just an arrow. Because the thing is, channelers are still they make it pretty good that they're still just, you could just kill them with an arrow. They're not invincible. They still have to. You can't just die to just a random arrow, and that's always a thing that's emphasized. Is at the end of the day, they're still just fleshy bone bags. They're
they're glass cannons. They're
You
very
get overwhelmed.
powerful. They're very powerful glass cannons, but glass cannons. I do like this shot where Logain is melting the bars of his cage.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we're gonna like everything Logain does in this. TV
Though
series.
it is the one thing that I am that is slightly odd is we see Moraine, Leandrin, and Alana in the cave with Logain.
Maybe, and this is just a random side tangent. Do we know if Emmons Field is in the first episode?
I am assuming that it is.
Because if they're going to go New
Wait.
Spring Realm, they might.
They might do Logain as a flashback.
I'm thinking they might actually start with hunting down Logain, and Moraine thinks he's the dragon, and then like, well, he's not the real dragon; he's a false dragon. I got to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That could be how
Yeah.
they start, and that's how I would do it if I had to do it like this.
I think they
Yeah.
might be doing pre-credit things. You know, I think they might be doing like scenes that come before the credits that are either they're either flashbacks or some other type of thing. Like so
Oh.
that will be different. Then you'll have the credits. Then it will be say like in the first episode, say it will go back to Emmons Field, and you'll have like the Beltane celebrations and stuff, that kind of thing.
Though I do like this one. We see a Trolloc with a beak.
With
and
a
it
beak,
looks,
yeah.
it looks nasty. It looks nasty.
Yeah, because Trollocs can be any combination of animals with humanoid characteristics, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we see Logain melting the cage, and we also see him channeling, where his channeling is ever so slightly different. We see the corruption on it, rather than like the pure white. When
That
a lady
knife
does
looks
it.
so bad. I don't know why that
Yeah.
knife looks so bad.
It looks
It-
too thick.
It
So
looks
plasticky.
CGI.
It looks
yeah,
plastic. Yeah, it looks like a toy.
I mean, you don't want to use a real knife when you're going to stab an actor, unless you actually
Alec
want to
Baldwin.
stab them.
Yeah. I do like a lot of the Trolloc imagery. I think all the Trolloc imagery looks pretty good. I know there is a shot. Let me actually try to find it, where actually we see Tom fighting with them, or somebody fighting with a Murdral, and my assumption is that it's Tom. We do see somebody sliding a knife out of his.
Yeah,
So
that seems like a very Tom move.
Very
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
It's definitely Tom.
Definitely.
Have we seen Tom yet in a trailer?
No, we have seen Tom only in this one promo image.
Oh.
Oh.
Where's his mustache?
Yeah,
Where's his
missing the
mustache?
mustache.
Where's his beard? The cloak? Where's all the colors on the cloak?
I
It's
think
not...
they probably just thought that was too goofy or something.
Where's the
But he's-
guitar instead of the harp?
He's a traveling magician.
He's supposed to be
Worried about
really
him looking-
flamboyant, you know. He's supposed to be like ex-court bard, you know. It's really like, look at me, look at how like over the top I am, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just,
Yeah, and kind of this is the actor kind of playing him. He looks.
He looks the part if he grew out his mustache and
Yeah.
beard.
I must ask you a question. Why do you not have a mustache?
Dye his hair white, give him a mustache, give him a beard.
Yeah, I think they'd probably like.
If he can't grow it out there, you can make it.
Yeah.
You had you had two defining traits of Tom. He had the cloak, he had the mustaches. That's
Where
all
he
you had to
hides-
do.
Where he hides knives.
Yeah.
so is
Oh.
that loyal?
I think that is loyal. Yeah, like
Doesn't
right
look
here.
tall
with the,
enough. Maybe he's further away than it looks, but he doesn't look tall
Well, I
enough.
don't think that's loyal, because if I remember the casting, there's a black guy playing him.
So I think that's just a wig. I think that's a wig because
Oh.
you see Perrin, Egwene, Matt, Moraine, Rand,
Nynaeve.
Egwene. I think
No,
that's actually no, that's
Nynaeve.
Yeah,
Nynaeve,
that's
but-
Nynaeve. Egwene is on the other side. Yeah.
and then
Nynaeve.
Lan. So the only assumption I can come to is that is loyal. They just
Yeah.
put him in a thick wig.
feel like Loyal should be like
Unless he's crouched
2
down.
feet.
He's not
Taller,
crouching,
yeah.
so
No, he's not.
he's supposed to be 10 feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, so
There's Tom.
yeah,
That's-
Tom fighting a Murdrawl.
Good. They kept that in.
Okay, so is this what do you call it? Whitebridge? Is that?
Yeah,
is
I
that
think
where
that
it
is
this should be
probably. Yeah, it looks like Whitebridge, but it seems as though for whatever. But the weird thing is, Lan and Nynaeve are both in trailers that seem to be associated with Loghain. That's
Huh.
the odd part.
Yeah.
Because we see her we see a Zoe Robinson, a bunch of scenes involving that. So, and we see them in the funeral scene with Moraine and Alana, which is probably for Karine Nagashi.
I think you see in the shot, is it? I don't know if it's this trailer. Is it? Where's the shot where it's like him breaking out, like
Him
of the kid
breaking out. I think that was the original
Is
trailer.
that the original trailer? Because I think in that trailer, you can see a Aes Sedai being like hit away, and then she's just like unconscious, or at least unconscious, possibly dead. Like I feel like that could be like, damn, she's dead. Like
we do get a shot of Aiel in the Bloodstone. That's a guy from Ilion. And that looks pretty good.
The bees.
Not the bees.
The bees.
Yeah.
So do you think this is just a random Ilion
I think
person? Or is it
think
Tam?
So. It could be Tam. That's actually not a bad catch.
wait,
Because
Tam was in the army of Ilion. He was in the companions.
yeah, he was he was second.
Ilion.
He was like second in command in the companions hierarchy. Like he was really high up. So that meant that he got to there pretty dang quick by an astonishing merit.
well, if you ever played Skyrim, you know how easy it is to climb the ranks in the companions.
But yeah,
So it could be Tam.
I think that is probably Tam. I don't know whether
It looks like the blood snow. So
yeah.
And then is that Rand's mother then, or is that just a random Aiel?
No, that's probably a random
There's-
Aiel.
there's
Well,
not-
Rand's mom was heavily pregnant.
Yeah, you would think.
Like she popped out a baby.
Yeah, but this is modern day, so
I don't know,
of course
bro.
the woman
Aiel are built different though.
yeah, this is modern day. The woman has to beat the crap out of the man to establish her dominance.
I don't. Well, the thing is, Rand's mom he finds her severely wounded on the slopes of Dragon Mount, and dead.
I thought Tam found her dead after giving birth.
Yeah, she found her dead after giving birth. Yeah, I think she was dead on the slopes of Dragon Mount. So I think that this is probably I don't think this is a maiden. I think that this is Athendor or another one of or Red Shield or
it could just be a rando.
It could be. Well, I mean, like I just was naming off random warrior societies.
I don't know.
I don't think they're going to explain all of that.
I think this particular shot right here, it could just be a rando fighting another.
I don't know. That person looks thin enough to be a woman. I mean, it could be a random woman, but still looks like a woman.
Yeah,
It's not obvious to me. Yeah,
it's not obvious. This is just action shot, action shot, action shot. Here's fighting. Here we're fighting in a snowy environment.
So
yeah.
Look at the Feldara shot. Yeah,
Yes, let me find it. Yeah. So that's Faldara, and that's Tarwin's Gap, and right over there.
Yeah. Very gappy.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting that they pick it's in the middle of a crater, but the nice thing is the location's real. It's just that they superimpose the city into the shot, which I think is pretty neat. I do think that the city itself is very defensible. Like if you take a look at that, the drawbridge, that's the only way in. Everything else is pretty impassable. It's from an area.
You got to scale this massive wall or try to get across this big ass gap.
Oh yeah, that reminded me. Pat and Fane made it so close to the wall. And then that also reminded me people might not be happy about him being his casting either, because he's a villain and he's black too.
Yeah, he's psychopathic. Like,
Mhm.
and he's also a rapist. It's implied, but he's definitely a rapist.
And a child murderer.
Yes.
And an illusionist somehow. I wish
The Sigma male.
Pat Unthane is a fun character. He's going to be a lot of joy to watch. Oh, I hope they do that good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope they got a really good guy to play him. I
Yeah.
don't remember if they mentioned his skin color in the books, but either
Mm.
way.
He's a Lou Garter, and they're kind of pale Weasley types, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I do think though, like the Shinaran armor, like that looks pretty good. And they do a good job with the top knot stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else there is with this trailer. I know there's a moment where, what is it? It's kind of funny to me that the guy who plays Matt has just been abruptly and unceremoniously recast.
It leaves me with a couple of theories. The first theory is he did something really bad.
Like
Bad enough that they had to cancel their contract with him. 2, he canceled the contract with them because the show is going to be really bad. 3, I don't know. I don't know what else there could possibly be. Like a conflict of interest of some
He
sort.
knows
maybe.
too much.
He knows too much. I don't know. Maybe it's another Ruby Rose situation where apparently they're. Have we heard anything about the production on this?
The last thing I heard about the production on this. Oh, I thought you were going to ask about the Ruby Rose thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's been all
we
over
don't
with the
know
Ruby Rose
anything.
thing. And from what I've heard is that everybody's apparently lying. Either it's not as bad as she's claiming, or it's even worse.
Ooh, fun either way.
But anyway, it's like, who cares? It's Batwoman.
Honestly, like it would be great if Batwoman was canceled,
It really would be.
because like just the whole Arrowverse needs to die.
You'd think that they would have ended the Arrowverse when Arrow was no longer in it. They
Well,
no
Arrow
longer have Green Arrow.
Arrow died. Arrow was turned bad in season 4. Well, it was pretty bad season 3, but then it got really bad in season 4, and I just quit watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a moment where Nynaeve does a braid toss. I can't remember where that was, but she does do a braid tug and a braid toss, and they deliberately wanted to put that in, which I'm just like, cool.
Yeah, we need to see her tug her hair a lot. That is Nynaeve's main thing.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for this trailer. I can't think of anything else important that we see here. We're kind of seeing a lot more Trolloc shot, which I think is pretty good. And like all the Trollocs look really unique. And like just look pretty freaking scary. Which is great.
Yeah, it can understand why they would give kids nightmares.
I don't know if they're doing like some bloody stuff in this show, it seems like.
I mean, it is a bloody book.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that one. But it's kind of interesting they're setting up Alana a lot earlier than she was in the books.
Yeah. Well, considering what she does in book 6, they probably wanted her to feel more important overall.
I don't think that's a ruby hilted dagger. It's the wrong shape.
Wait, that's Matt?
Yeah, that's Matt Cawthon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it is doing both. Yes.
And both are not high. It looks like Wheel of Time is going to be better than Lord of the Rings.
That's not difficult because the Lord of the Rings production knowledge, the little we have, looks like it's a crap show.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
The book is more about sweat than anything. Yeah. Well, I mean, people sweat a lot.
Sweat.
This is a neat little image of the Murdral. I like this.
He looks a
Yeah.
little too much like Voldemort for my taste.
He got
Kinda,
them
yeah.
lips though.
I did always
Like them
imagine them,
lips.
Those
Yeah,
lips
there's-
though.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
did
kind
always
of a-
imagine them looking like Voldemort, though.
Yeah, there's
Oh, what
kind
does
of
that
like-
remind me of?
Here's the thing: when I first read the books, I didn't realize they had mouths, so I thought it was just flesh all the way down to the chin.
Yeah.
It wasn't until we got to Fade Vader,
Shadow
Shadar
Haran.
Haran.
yeah, whatever
Shai-
his name.
One of those.
The
the big
hand of
one.
the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I realized, oh, they have mouths. So for me, that one's always the one that had a mouth, and every other one was just an egghead.
No, I don't know. I always thought of them as having mouths, but
I don't know. It just didn't.
what do
either
those
passed
lips
by me-
remind me of?
They kind
There's
of
something
seem like
specific those
kabuki.
lips remind me of.
They kind of look kabuki-esque.
It makes sense. The book has a lot of heavy inspirations of Asian myths.
Yeah. I think there's I can't find them out where Nynaeve flips her braid, but we do have a bit in we do have the Wine Spring Inn scene, which this one's gonna be interesting because I don't like this scene. And I've been fairly nice. I know Wisp is gonna blow her top, but
There we go.
there. My apologies.
Where did the ceremony go today?
I don't know, actually. We haven't talked yet.
I'm sure she's just busy.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Name yourself, stranger.
Lan Mondragoran. This is Moraine.
Hello.
My lady, can I help you? We'll need stables for our horses and a room for the night. 2 beds and fresh linen, that's all we need.
Of course, Moraine Sedai.
I'm not feeling it.
Oh, no, they're getting so much wrong already.
Yeah.
If you'll come this way.
Yeah.
I'm main character. Pay attention to me.
Like,
There's also kind of the element of they know immediately that she's an Aes Sedai.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, it
keeping
was
that
like
hidden.
10 chapters.
Tom was the only one who put it together.
That's
It was
because
good.
Tom
They were
is a
clear.
worldly person.
yeah, like,
he looked at her and went, "Oh snap! There's
Oh,
an Aes Sedai
damn.
here."
Yeah.
and didn't the Two Rivers think like Aes Sedai were myths or something? Or just
Yeah.
not
I
real?
don't know if I don't like. They thought that they were real, just that they were dark friends. That they broke the world.
Yeah, the Two Rivers are very isolated.
They're
Yeah.
very back. They are extremely backwoods.
And then
No.
more with Moraine, I never got the impression that she was this like stuck-up noble that she was acting like in that trailer. Like I remember in the book, she was passing herself off as a traveling archaeologist or something, and was
Yeah,
giving everyone silver coins.
Everybody thought she was a noble just because of how the way she was dressed. That was the only implication that she was different. Is she's pretty. She's dressed in these fine
she's
suits,
kind of fancy though.
and she's got a swordsman following her around. Obviously, that's a bodyguard of some sort. She must be a noble. Why are you here, noble? I'm here to study old stories about Monitharan. Oh, cool. Hope you enjoy Belltime. And that was it. It wasn't everybody figured out something a little weird was going on when her and Tom had a conversation. And it's largely because Tom was acting weird.
Yeah. So it's, yes, they do think that Aes Sedai are dark friends. They just think like they caused the breaking. They're logically they're dark friends, or at least that they serve the dark one. That's what Rand thinks initially about them. They changed it pretty quickly when they're even like saying leave Emmons Field and yelling because there's a mob out there, and only like people like Master Luhan and the mayor are in front because Master Luhan is built like the proverbial brick outhouse.
Oh yeah, that reminded me though. The answer for that question about the magic earlier is that only the male mages only the male mages go crazy when they use magic. Ladies are fine.
Yeah. So that's kind of created a slightly more female-centric society where it's not weird to have a female ruler, and most of the kingdoms that have a king either have some kind of council or they just don't have a king, like Tyr has the High Lords.
It's weird though, because I wouldn't really like say that like as a blanket term that the whole society is matriarchal per se. Like it still has a lot of like pretty conventional patriarchal elements to it. It's not just like, oh, women are in charge and women are better all the time at everything. Like it's just a interesting dynamic.
Yeah, it's women do have a lot more political power in Randland. Is that the right word for it? I don't know.
Either one, it doesn't matter. Definitely the Aiel society is highly matriarchal.
Yeah, it's simply because the men magic users go insane because of the dark one. That's literally the only reason why.
Okay. Well, I do like this shot of Shadow Logoth as they're going through a broken section of the wall.
Just a fucking hole in the wall. Why not?
Yeah. Well, didn't they go through the front gate? Like I remember Perrin mentioning he noticed it. He knows it was abandoned because the gates were ill kept.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I think also like Shadow Logoth is. I think like they did a pretty good job of Shadow Logoth because Shadow Logoth in this show like seems like they're making like huge. They're definitely like pulling like a lot of the imagery. I actually pull that up from the Moraine's Ernie trailer, Moraine's Quest trailer. I mean, because there's a point where there's just like there.
We see the shadow like or whatever the thing is called.
The Mashadar.
Yeah, Mashadar overtaking the whole city and making it black.
Mm-hmm.
When it should be white.
Yeah, but I think like yeah, maybe they just didn't want to confuse people.
I mean, like maybe they're trying to build up. Oh, that's the dark one thing, and it's like, no, Mashadar is like a totally different being.
Which it's kind of just this. People were so evil they created an eldritch abomination that nobody can kill.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
I wonder if they'll have what's the name of the winds in the ways?
Black wind, the black wind.
Black wind. Yeah,
Mashin.
There's a lot of Mashin.
Sometimes that is the case. I don't really want to hate or be upset with it. I'm just noticing some odd red flags.
If the show is good, the show is good, and we'll enjoy it. We
It
win if the show's good. So.
Yeah, that end scene doesn't leave me much hope, but
it could just be that the trailers suck. That's also
that's happened a lot of times. Like think about Disney's Treasure Planet. The trailers for that were awful, but the movie's really good.
Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of good things in it. I really like Treasure Planet. I'm sad that I lost the commentary because StreamYard deletes its stuff. Now it doesn't, and I can and it has more permanent storage, which I think is a good upgrade.
Yeah.
But I think that it's kind of interesting that they're kind of like, I just find that like the fact that I really don't know a lot. I feel like I don't know what the first. I think that we're mostly seeing the first 4 episodes in this trailer, because the impression that I get is we're going to have 8 episodes based on like the number of episodes that are going to come out based on it's going to be releasing 3 episodes up front on the 19th, and then one episode a week until the 24th, which comes out to 8 episodes total. So I think they're going to be doing what they did with The Last Kingdom, where it's 4 episodes for the first book and then 4 episodes for the second book. And then they'll see what they do, and they'll see how it does. And then they'll may or may not increase the episode numbers for the next few seasons, since they did what in Last Kingdom season 3, where they bumped it up from 8 episodes to 10 episodes, and they kept that in season 4.
Yeah. Great Scots. Yeah, they definitely got rid of a lot of the dark stuff in Treasure Planet, but they also got rid of a whole character. So
yeah, Treasure Planet, the surprisingly other relevant aspect to it is that it was a very poor adaptation of Treasure Island, but
it's a fantastic movie in itself.
Well, I mean, it's no Muppets Treasure Island, you know. I mean,
oh yeah, that's the king of adaptations of Treasure Island. There's no questioning that.
Though I will say the best treasure, there's the best Treasure Island prequel is Black Sails.
I thought that was a prequel. Oh no, you did say prequel. Never mind. I'll be over here with the foot in my mouth.
I hope it tastes good.
It tastes like fungus.
Oh dear, I hope you don't say that about your wife's feet.
Why? Why do you do this, Don?
I'm a horrible human being. I hope you had noticed that.
Wait, do crow's claws get fungus? I didn't think that was a thing.
We'll just keep moving.
Which is...
Oh. I don't know why this is funny, but it is. But where there's a whip, there's a way. Yeah. Nothing can beat the 2D animated Return of the King with this thing as the Witch King.
I've never seen that before. That's the voice for the Witch King.
That was their adaptation of the Witch King of Angmar.
Is it fucking Skeletor?
Pretty much, yeah.
Aragorn, time to meet your doom. You can't stop me, Gandalf. I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, it is book accurate. It looks ridiculous, though. But yeah, like you also get to see, let me show you like Eowyn versus the Witch King. It's so funny. Look.
He had come again, bringing ruin, turning hope to despair and victory to death.
Begone, foul Dwimmerlake, Lord of Carrion. Leave the dead in peace.
Come not between the Master and his prey, or he will slay thee in turn.
Do what you will. I will hinder it if I may.
Hinder me? Thou fool! Dost thou not know the prophecy? No living man may hinder me.
But
but I am no man.
No.
No living man am I.
Yeah.
You look upon a woman. Eowyn am I. You stand between me and my lord and kin. Begone.
Yeah.
For living or dark undead, I will smite you if you touch him.
I like the movie did it. The live action one did it better.
I'm glad
better.
he didn't. No
Right.
man
sounds-
am I.
I
Eowyn
just-
am I.
I just love
It's-
that bit where she's like, "I'm no man," and then she just stabs him.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
much better.
It's so much better. It's short, simple, to the point, instead of having a D&D style monologue.
Yeah. well,
Ah.
and
but
the fight, the best part is like she
objection.
instead of saying like a no living man, like or living or dark undead, I will smite you if it. She just says, "I'll kill you if you touch him." That just sounds so much better.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things about Tolkien is just I don't like a lot of Tolkien's dialogue.
Tolkien is a wordy man. He has, but then again, in
Do you
Lord of
not
the Rings
know
is
the
meant to read
prophecy?
almost like epic poetry at times. So
Yeah. It works better in a book than in live action. But
Yeah, it
then
does.
you have the best thing ever.
I love this title.
There's a whip. There's a way. Where there's a whip. There's a way. Where there's a whip. We don't want to go to war today. But the Lord of the Lashes says, nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
Catchy.
It is such an earworm.
It is. And like Neph hates that song. Neph,
I can't imagine why. Look at
Yeah.
look at the Orcai. They are so cute.
yeah, they look terrible.
Like those look more like goblins to me than orcs. So-
Yeah. I feel like this. I don't know because this came out in the This came out in the I think the early '80s.
It feels like they're trying to be Disney.
Yeah, I know they did, the Rankin Bass like it's kind of weird because Rankin Bass had their hands tied from the beginning because they did The Hobbit and then Ralph Bakshi did The Lord of the Rings and basically sandwiched Two Towers and Fellowship into 2 hours, and then Rankin Bass couldn't do anything with Legolas, Gimli, or most of the other characters. Treebeard isn't in it. They have no context for why people are where they are now. It's just Pippin and Gandalf are in Minas Tirith. Aragorn is barely in the movie. He has like 4 or 5 lines throughout the whole movie. And it's just
Yeah.
it's kind of a so bad it's good movie. I put out the commentary that we had a while back, but the Witch King sucks.
He's literally like a knockoff Skeletor. He really is.
Yeah, there is a
Well, it kind of reminds me like you know that card game Magic the Gathering. They post short stories on their official website, and I read a few of them, but then I stopped because they're just so bad.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have any context for who the characters are or what they're doing, it makes no sense.
there
'Cause they
is an edit. Oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say they don't set the scene at all. It's just like the person went there, talked to this person, and then they do this thing.
Yeah. There is an edit where he's given the voice of the Horned King from the Black Cauldron movie, which I hate that movie, but the Horned King's the best element of it. It's the only good element of that movie.
He was invulnerable.
Arise, my messengers of death.
Much better.
Arrived.
Does that sound so much better?
It sounds so much better.
Yeah.
Sounds like an actual evil villain instead of Skeletor.
Yeah.
Destroy all in your path.
You cannot enter here. Go back to the abyss prepared for you. Go back. Fall to the nothingness that awaits you and your master. Go.
You sound so enthusiastic.
Now you will worship me. Oh, I am thirsty to be God. Only moments away from victory. My greatest triumph. You shall die.
That actually sounds good.
It sounds good.
For a minute
Sounds
there,
intimidating.
yeah, for a minute there, he sounded really like the Claw from Inspector Gadget. Like when he was like laughing, like, "I'll get you next time, Gadget." You know?
Yeah. Starscream sounds better. He does kind of sound like Starscream. Yeah, the Witch King is off. That is the worst element of the Return of the King animated movie, like bar none. Frog Golem looks pretty bad, but the Witch King is worse.
Well, he can't. He doesn't look too bad, but it's kind of hard to look bad when you don't have a face.
Well, it's mainly the voice is bad. The voice
His
is
design
really
is
awful.
actually all right.
Yeah, it would have looked really bad in live action.
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
fine in animation. And I think they made the right choice in making the Witch King look have the hood and
The helmet,
the
yeah.
open helmet, which is pretty much like his definitive look at this point. Like that's pretty much like solidified his look throughout pop culture, really.
He looks like a super ring wraith, which is technically what he is.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I think I am interested to see what they do in 20 days from now, almost 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks from this Friday, the first episode will come out. I'm very interested to see what they do. We'll get the first 3 episodes up front, so that's probably about 2 hours, two and a half hours. So that's going to be very interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, that's going to be a very busy weekend for me. That's also when early access for Final Fantasy XIV's new expansion starts.
Intriguing. I do think the costumes look kind of cheap, though. What do you think?
I don't know. I think it looks better than like a lot of shows. I mean, it looks better than like something like Once Upon a Time or something. You know, it looks
that's because
better than that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's,
Well, that's
so it's
because
like
Once Upon a Time looks like it was filmed entirely on a green screen.
I know, but it's like you've got to like there's levels. Do you know what I mean? There's like it's better than a lot of things.
I don't think it's going to be the worst show Amazon's
No.
ever put out, but it's most definitely not going to be the best show.
Yeah, the
think-
worst though is The Boys, definitely.
I think it's at the point where it's like it's good enough that it doesn't really bother me. Like it's I've watched things with worse production values and enjoyed them. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't think it's going to bother me that much. I think the acting and the writing and like some of the dialogue choices is going to annoy me more.
I would agree. It seems as though like the immediate Moraine is immediately recognized by Marin Elvier.
Yeah.
And she's outed right in the middle of the common room as when she comes in is kind of like, okay, that is an odd choice. Please justify that choice in the show when it comes out.
What do you think about how the channeling is like portrayed, like the weaves?
I think that it's pretty much like the best way that they could do something like that, honestly. I don't know how they'll get into the elemental stuff. I think they'll just like in terms of like just how each weave mixes together, like healing becomes fire. Healing is for men is fire and earth, whereas for women it's water and air. I don't think that they'll go into like visual detail on that. Maybe they'll like kind of talk about it, but I do know there's some. I would actually like. Yeah, it looks like I think that'll probably be a 7 out of 10, and probably I think that's probably the best that we're hoping for.
One thing that kind of annoys me is that they're probably when they eventually get to the point where it's the fight with Maggedian and Nynaeve, right?
Oh, I want to see that so badly. I hope they get that right.
I don't want to see the weaves. I don't want to see anything. I just want to see them standing there menacingly. That's all I want to see. That would be so much better.
I
I
think
don't
it
wanna
would be
see
good if they did it the way you say, but obviously they're going to show the weaves.
I know.
So as
they're
the
gonna make
compromise,
it
I would
more
like
epic.
one random NPC I made or something that actually walk in, see
Yes,
the two of them
yeah.
glaring at each other,
Just
and
go,
that's when we get the cut
"Okay."
that we don't see anything.
Because
And
I
the person
need
just
to
goes,
have
okay,
just
and
one-
leaves.
just one part where it's the perspective of someone who can't see the waves.
It's very much a Marvel
It's
joke,
so fucking
but
funny.
I think it would fit in that situation as
It's
long as they don't do
so
that.
fucking
If they do
funny,
that just
dude.
that one time,
And just have don't have the character that comes in say anything.
she
Like,
just kind of
don't
walks
have
in and
any
looks up,
quip
see
or
these two
anything.
giving death glares, and she just kind of like backs out of the room.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Like it walks in, starts cleaning a bit, then looks at them, and then it's like, just leaves.
So, any thoughts on the trailer or what we're going to get? Since I think we've thoroughly examined it. There's not much there. It's a lot of action.
Yeah,
and we're definitely getting a lot of the thing that is I'm like most curious, like, what are they doing with Logain's story and putting Nynaeve and Moraine in there? That's what
what is the timeline
about.
of this? I'm very confused about the timeline. When does the scene with Moraine and Leandrin and Alana happen? Like when does this happen to the timeline?
I
What?
think that happens after the group has been separated in Shadar Lagoth. So Moraine, Lan, and Nynaeve get caught up in a side quest dealing
with Logain.
Yeah,
and that's
dealing
how they
with
get
Logain.
to, and that's how they get to Tarval, and that's how they get to Camelot, I guess, by way of Logain.
So that so yeah, it's original content.
So how do we get? I guess so. They need to split up, I guess, but then it'll be kind of weird though. So you need to have like Rand in that scene, like where he like sees Logain, and it's like,
yeah,
that's the
Logain-
first time he sees Logain,
and then
Definitely, I think definitely he won't see Logain until the Camelin, but I think like Nynaeve and the others will interact with them previous, and I think maybe Moraine will split off to rescue Perrin from the White Cloaks if that actually happens. I'm not really seeing much of that here. Could be wrong though.
Yeah,
There's
since they had Aram on the ground while Egwene and Perrin were being rounded up, the Tinkers are probably going to rescue those two somehow. Maybe. I'm not too sure.
I don't think the Tinkers will rescue them, since Tinkers are basically useless in a fight.
Yeah, but you don't have to fight to rescue
everybody
someone.
needs a meat shield.
Yeah.
Unless Aram like really just goes like speed runs through his character arc, you know.
It's kind of just one of those things where I'm just looking at it, and it's just like, it doesn't look as severe as the in-name only situation of Legend Seeker, where basically nothing from the book, where basically like only like 3 to 4 plot points from the book were integrated, and that is a good thing because the Sword of Truth books are terrible and do not deserve any recognition. They're some of the worst fantasy books I've ever read. They are awful. They are really bad. I quit after book 5. Of 14, I think, and also like it doesn't like I just like I'm done. The story is not progressing at all. These books are unbelievably formulaic, where it's just like meandering. Plot is abruptly introduced. Deus Ex Machina fixes it. A little bit of denouement, and then Deus Ex Machina has fallout from it for the next book, and then barely any figuring out of the plot. The magic school where there's a magic school where the main character learns no magic at all.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Harry
actually learns magic.
Yeah,
well,
like,
I feel like he learned like all the magic in like the first book, and then or like first and second book, and then there's no learning magic after that.
He learns it from specific individuals, definitely not from the school itself.
I suppose. Hang on. So in the first Harry Potter book, what does he learn?
He learns Wingardium
Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus is book 2.
Oh yeah, because that's the dueling.
his
suppose
most
they-
known
yeah.
spells are stuff he's learned from other people, not from individual teachers, not necessarily from the fact that he went to
Because
Hogwarts.
normally there'll be like one spell that is
Or,
like
like-
really like there'll be a situation that comes up in that book specifically where it's like this one spell that I learned. So like book 1 is Wingardium Leviosa, and then that comes up with the troll in the dungeon. And
Yeah.
then the second book is Expelliarmus, which is relevant in like the duels. You know, like where they're doing and then in book 3 it's Expecto
Patronus.
Patronum, like that's the main spell that is learned.
And then 4 is he kind of learns a few defensive spells, like Stupefy is something that he learns, and
Yeah, but he learns
he
that
also
from
learns.
Fred, I believe.
That in the book at least that one is him and Hermione are kind of practicing and learning spells in preparation for the third task because they don't know what it could be.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're trying to get a variety of stuff, as far as I remember. I think that but Sword of Truth, terrible. Legend of the Seeker, decent fantasy schlock show. We have multiple commentaries on it if you want to hear our thoughts. It's fun. It's 24. It's 22 episodes of show with a lot of filler, but the filler is very enjoyable, and it has nearly nothing to do with the book. They're just like cut out most of the book and just have our own original content, which is actually better than the book because the book is highly derivative and it's very derivative of Wheel of Time in a lot of ways. But rather than taking it on the chin, the author, when asked about the similarities, the author said, "If you're old enough, if you notice the similarities, that just means you're not old enough to read my books." Yeah, Terry Goodkind. I guess rest his soul since he is now departed, but he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And,
So anyway,
it.
Wheel of Time. So how far do you think this trailer goes? Is it just like the first like 4 episodes, you reckon, or like?
I think
first half of the season?
I think that first 4 episodes because episodes 5 and 6 are chapter titles from The Great Hunt. So, and the fourth episode is The Dragon Reborn. So, my thought is that they will either they will either make Falma the major climax, or the
big battle. I wonder how they're going to do that. Like, it's There's and also the end of Eye of the World. How are they going to do that? Because that gets so the last like 3 or so chapters, like 3 or 4 chapters of Eye of the World. It's just like what the fuck. It's so like trippy, kind of, and like what is happening? What is this? Who are these? What is going on?
He's teleporting now. He teleports now.
Yeah, and but then also the thing I can't wait to see is Egwene getting captured. Like, because for me, like when reading the books, getting to that point, that was like, oh shit, that was like, damn. Like, when she gets the collar on her and everything, that's like the holy shit, damn.
And that's when they realize how dark these books are going to get.
Because that I feel like before that it was very like standard, like, okay, it's a kind of basically heroic fantasy. He's basically a hero. He's basically you got these protagonists, but like Rand is basically he's going to be the hero and he's going to be this heroic character and stuff. But then at that point, that's like, holy shit, that's dark. It's not just like captured, like it's not just tied up. It's the sort of horror elements of the
slowly ebbing away your free will.
That's like, holy fuck, like damn.
Or I think one of the most like horrific images is the Murdral nailed to the door frame with spikes through the place where its eyes should be.
That's more of like, oh shit, somebody did
Like
this.
that's a
Murderol,
scary
you know, but
imagery, but like the existential like crisis of holy fuck, just a mindless like mindlessly obedient slave, like holy fuck.
And let's be honest, the Murderol kind of lose their teeth around book 5 and 6.
I would say actually book 4, because Rand takes out a Murderol pretty easily.
I mean, like even like secondary and thirdary characters start killing the Murderol with little to some effort. So
yeah, like Matt kills one in 5. With his Ashendar eye.
I think Perrin kills a couple of them too with his
Yeah.
with just his normal axe.
Yeah, but the other question is the projection in the sky. How do, like the whole like you see the fight in the sky, because it's like it seems kind of wacky, kind of weird thing to do, like the where you see like where you see like the fighting in the sky like that. But it's like if you don't do it, like you kind of need them to do it. Like you kind of need. There's a lot of things where it's like you need to have this thing that everyone sees and everyone talks about, because like everyone sees this like crazy thing. Because if it's not a crazy thing, if it's just like they just have a fight, like that's not gonna spread the word. You know what I mean? That's not gonna.
They could change it to where it's like more like a superhero like deal, I suppose, where they fly through parts of the city and whatnot.
I wouldn't say jokish. I'd say they become fodder.
Yeah, they're inseparable from the Trollocs by that point.
They're never played as joke except for the one that starts following Podon Thane around. But that one gets forgotten about.
It's actually kind of scary. Like Podon Thane, like I think like it only like shows up once, and it's just like it's almost like he's broken the Murderol. I think that's actually like more scary. Like he just like whispers in its ear and it starts to sweat, and it's just like, that's creepy. What did he whisper?
Yeah. The other thing I'm looking forward to is the Dark Friend like gathering, like the from the start of Great Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
yes.
So I'm wondering. I hope they have that scene, because it's a really good scene. You know,
it is,
and
very good.
I hope they have it. I hope it's like a pre credits like scene. You know what I mean? Like you have this scene, and then you have the opening credits, and then like starts the rest of the episode. But like, because I feel like it would be interesting, because it's a lot easier to do it in a book where it's a lot harder to tell who these people are kind of supposed to be. You know what I mean? Because there's kind of vague description. Like you kind of know there's an Aes Sedai. You kind of know that it's someone. Some kind of Shinaran, like it's some Shinaran guy, right? So there's some Shinaran guy. You kind of know some things, but I think in a show, it's like I wonder how they would do that. So would it be really, really obvious that it's Liandrin, especially when the ring would be specifically red? Would it be really obvious that it's Liandrin, right?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I don't like the design of the rings for the Aes Sedai and these trailers we've seen, because they lack that uniformity that distinctly calls out an Aes Sedai. And I mean, well, I guess they have that if they all have a gemstone, but then that kind of just gives the whole game away, because sometimes characters are deciding who to trust based on what Ajah they belong to.
And also that means like when they're the problem of like they get rings when they become accepted. But it doesn't have a thing on it. Like it doesn't have a gem, right? But so there's a part where like the parts where they're accepted, but they're going around saying they're green Aja or something. But it's like they don't have. Do they get a ring and they get to decide what their Aja is when they get what color ring they want? I'm confused, you know.
That's book 2. That's what they were talking about.
Yes. Yeah. So with that one, like the only way I could think about it is if Baalzamon. So far, they have not cast Baalzamon.
How? He's the main villain of the first book.
You can see Baalzamon in the 360 thing at the side.
Oh, so did they cast him as CGI?
God.
I couldn't really.
If you go to the side side on the 360 video, you can see the thing with the fire eyes. the like face with the fire eyes.
Can you pull that up for me? Because I did not notice that. Is it 360?
And the one
I didn't watch that.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I thought that was just this trailer. Okay, let me.
Yeah, but there's stuff at the side. There's stuff at the side.
Balsamon, or however that's pronounced. I don't remember how it's pronounced. Basically, the dark one that torments them in book 1.
It's Ishmael.
Yeah,
Shamael.
I think go to like
Bring him on
150-ish on the 360 trailer.
Yeah, call me Ishmael.
Ishmael. My name is Ishmael. No, it's Samael, the betrayer of hope.
And I love one of the Forsaken was just like, my name is Bob.
My name is
My name
Tim.
is Bob, and I am an agent of evil. Oh no, it's Bob.
Oh, there's the
braid
flip.
Yeah, but she didn't tug it yet.
I think she just barely.
I don't have a bow.
Well, all the Two Rivers boys are good archers.
Yeah. But Matt archery is more of Matt's main thing. So
yeah.
I think if you go to like 150 and then like
150, okay.
Yeah, 150 and then you go to like the
right there
of the screen.
It's just a close up of Matt.
If you drag it.
Isn't that Rand?
Oh no, that's Rand.
No, if you drag the screen, like if you drag the 360 thing and go to the right.
What the world? Oh wait, hold on. What is happening? What?
Yeah. So there's the fire eyes.
There's stuff going on around us in the background. What the?
Yeah.
They've so I think that they have figured out a way to hack YouTube and have made this a 360-degree thing.
No, the 360 videos have existed for a couple of years now. I just wasn't aware they were doing this with trailers. Like, you're supposed to wear this with VR goggles.
Wait, so does that mean we have to go through the trailer again and find all the hidden things?
There's probably all sorts of Easter eggs happening around behind us.
I've went through this. There's a couple of things. There's just some. There's this, and then there's just some random like old tongue things. There's the thing where it says like in the old tongue, it's Mordero Daghin Pas Duente Quebayar, which is what Matt says at one point. Like it's like it says it's like his Manethrin blood coming out or whatever, and it's like my heart holds no fear for death. That's what it means.
So there's Trollocs.
Oh, this is very neat.
Yeah, there he is.
So they're definitely having Palsamon, but it's so
this is like the scene where he taking place in the one room he has in the castle, just watching everything go down, basically. Yeah, there's
Pas Duente Sui Bayar.
Pas Duente Quebiar. Pas Duente Quebiar.
So it's like one sentence coming from so on the other side there's the rest of the sentence. So it's like the start of the sentence. So it's like so it's all like one quote.
Okay.
Oh no, let's pause on this scene here real quick. Go back a couple bit. Done.
Right here.
There. Yeah, and look back at the main screen. This bit right there. We got the guy in the black cloak walking down the hall. Do you think that's the prologue to
I'm pretty sure that's Logain. That's
Logain? All right.
Yeah, they're not wearing a hood at least.
Okay, because I saw that and it's like it was just dark shadow, and it's been sitting back in my mind. I just haven't brought it up.
I think that it is possible that is the Saren, since there is a rumored casting for him.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually seen like that prologue scene, that like iconic Eye of the World, like oh damn, I've killed
where
everyone.
He makes Dragon Mount and
I think that part of that. Well, one of these days we have to do the Winter's Dragon pilot. We have to watch that. It is so bad.
Oh no, boy. Oh yeah, I've seen that.
The what and the who now?
They made a in order to keep the rights, Red Eagle Entertainment made a pilot with Billy Zane as a Shamael.
Oh, I gotta see it. Oh, that alone will be entertaining.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes long, but it's called Winter's Dragon of all things. It's like 21 minutes. It's like TV Wheel of Time TV pilot Winter's Dragon. It was uploaded 6 years ago. It's got 315K views. But yeah, it's like it's got Billy Zane with a beard playing a Shamael.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it sometime. Not today, unfortunately.
No, I'm almost out of time.
Yeah, I am too. I need to go on Smugcast to suffer through Maggie May Fish.
What? It's only been an hour and a half. Jeez, that's like not even anything. I don't know.
Yeah, we are not long men.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about in the trailer. We talked about everything that we've noticed and talked. No, it's worth talking about. We're not one of those channels of 5 things you missed in the trailer. Red circle pointing at insignificant thing in the background or clearly interesting thing in the foreground. That's you center point of the trailer.
Yeah.
Well, I do like that they actually have the what do you call it, the head gem thing for Marin in like the formal setting.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have it all the time, but they do actually show it like when she's in, at least when she's in the tar, like when it's like a formal occasion. It seems like they're kind of like, okay, we can bring it for this scene.
Yeah, Rick Judkins deliberately said we are definitely put that in because that is something important that we should put in for the fans. It seems like they are trying to make a show for the fans. Oh, Smud Boy's finished. Dang it. Well, it's fine.
Sorry, Smud.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Well, it's fine.
Look how disappointed Dunn is that he missed Maggie May Fish.
Because it's hilarious. Yeah. Well, it's fine. I'll catch the next one, and I was there for the first half. So, and I do know that I'll receive an immense amount of entertainment from Wisp on Monday viewing these. He gonna be she gonna be pissed. I just told her bits and pieces, and she erupted on Smudcast. What? How dare you rape our culture? Which I honestly find very amusing, but it's going to be fun. Alrighty. Well, we will call that good for today. Thank you all. I will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.